Hey guys, today this is my son Ian, and we're going to be going shopping to get his own EDC. We're going to be looking for a wallet of some kind, a watch, a knife, and something to write with. We haven't decided yet if it's going to be a pen or a pencil, but that is what we're looking for. The first place we're going to, let me swing the camera around here, is Menards. So, you ready to go, bud?
Yeah.
All right, let's go do some shopping. You see anything that'll work for you, bud?
I think so.
What do you think?
That one.
You think that one's a good one? Alright, so it looks like they got a good number of pocket knives we can check out. Maybe we'll find something that's pretty decent. We got a Gerber dime, those things are awesome. Alright, so we forgot to mention we also were looking for a flashlight. We did find our flashlight and knife at Menards, but we need to go shopping somewhere else for our pen, wallet, and watch. And so the next place we're going to is good old Wally World. All right, bud, you ready?
Yep.
All right. All right, so we're done our shopping, so let's get back home and go through everything that we picked out for Ian and see what he got for his EDC. All right, so we're back home. We're gonna go through everything that we've got. Ian, are you pretty happy with the stuff we picked out?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go through all the little pieces we got, and at the end we'll let Ian pick kind of what's his favorite piece out of all the things we collected, and what's the thing he's like, this maybe we could improve somewhere in the future. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. All right, so here's the things we picked up. I will say right off the bat, I'm pretty excited because we did actually manage to get it all kind of with a theme here between the black and gray, and I think it looks great, especially for, you know, a first real EDC for my son. He's had knives in the past, but he hasn't been allowed to carry them. At this point, he's 10 years old, and we feel like it's time he can start carrying a knife. So we've got some things here for him that I think is probably great pieces to start with. So first we're going to talk about stuff we got at Walmart, and then we can come back to these pieces here where we got these at Menards. So let's put those to the side. First thing we're going to look at is this wallet. This is probably the piece that I was kind of the least impressed with. When we went looking for a wallet, first they didn't have any at Menards at all. And when we got to this one, you know, this was at Walmart. They didn't have a lot of good options by any means. I encouraged Ian to find one that was a smaller one. You know, certainly he doesn't need something that holds a lot of cards, and this obviously has several different card slots that you could put in there. But it does have this money clip here, and I thought that that was at least, you know, that was pretty good to have a nice little money clip. And so I encouraged him, you know, he had his choice, but I definitely encouraged him more towards this one. Not my favorite wallet by any means, but you know, I think for a first wallet, this is going to work and it's going to grow with him. And as he does get older and he gets some other cards and things that he can put in this wallet, it'll work for initially anyways. And I know he'll be happy with this for quite a while. The second thing we got at Walmart was this watch. Now, this watch is a company I had not actually heard of before. I'm not really a big watch guy. I don't actually, maybe you haven't noticed, I don't actually wear a watch myself because they always end up bothering me. But this is a marathon watch, and this is by Timex. So this has a, you know, just the basic functions on it. And obviously, it has a nice display. You can be able to see things pretty easily. The Indiglow, you know, he's excited about that. It'll light up and you can kind of see it come on there. You know, it is definitely, has an alarm. It's got a 24-hour stopwatch. It is water resistant up to 30 meters, which is plenty deep enough for my son. And you know, this is going to be a good piece for him. It's going to work, and it only costs $15.88. So I think this is great for him. Not necessarily what I'd be interested in, but for my son, this is a great first nicer watch for him. And again, nicer, you know, we're talking for a 10-year-old. So that's what we have here. I forgot to mention the price for this wallet. That was $12. So we've got $12, $15.88. And then we're going to talk about this pen. Now, I'm going to be honest, this pen to me is basically the best offering they have at Walmart. And I actually talked to my son about some other pens as well. We looked at because I thought for sure he'd want one of the zebra pens. They have the 301 and the 401 there. And so those are some really solid pens. But for me, this is my favorite pen to actually write with. It is a Pilot Dr. Grip. It does have a definitely a thicker barrel on this than other pens. And I find for writing that I can write for these for quite a long time. They do take a little bit of time to adjust to. If you haven't written with a bigger barrel, the first day or two, you're definitely going to feel a difference in your hand. It is going to hurt a little bit. But after I'd say a week, and you go from this to back to a smaller barrel pen, it really is a challenge because those smaller barrel pens, they just make your hands cramp more. So at least for me, this is a one I would have picked. But I think that probably played an influence on my son because he's seen me have these pens for a long time. I've been using them for years. He's been able to grab them and use them as well. And I do think at Walmart, this is my favorite pen. They have some other decent pens, but I definitely think this is the best one they have to offer. And this one is $6.58. Now, Walmart has not been carrying this pen nearly as much, but I think he's going to be happy with that. He's already been using this. I think that was another good purchase for him. Now, let's talk about the knife and the light. This is a Coast light, and I've never owned a Coast light before. But for a light for a kid, I think this is probably one that he can pocket easily. And that was one of the things that we wanted to look at is let's find something that he can carry with him on a daily basis, and something he'll actually use. And so this has 100 lumens bright. There is a low and a high mode. Low mode is 43 lumens and the high is 100 lumens. I've got the packaging here. You can look at, if you want to know more of the details on it, you can pause it right there. But it does come with a battery already installed, and it is a AAA battery, so that's part of the reason it's a smaller light here included. The distance range, it says 170 feet. I don't know if it will reach that far or not, but I do think it does a pretty good job as far as, the lumens. You can hear it is a little noisy when it clicks. It does have almost, you can hear that spring in there even. So I don't know how long that'll last, but here's the low mode and there's the high mode. Let's see if I can get them without clicking all the way off. There you go. So you can see it's a decent light for what it is. For a small, fairly inexpensive light. This is going to work well for him. And like I said, he's already been using this as well. We were outside last night and he was picking up sticks, trying to make a little fire himself. And, this is going to be great for him for his first light. The cost of that, let me just check my receipt here real quick to remind myself, was $12.99. So for $12.99, he's got a pocketable flashlight from Coast. It's nothing extra special, but again, we're talking about for something that is his very first EDC and setup. It comes with its own battery. So for less than $13, I think it's a good buy for him and something that he'll probably keep for quite a while and use for a while. He does have other flashlights again, but not something that he can really carry easily with him. And with this pocket clip, now again, pocket clip is not the strongest pocket clip by any means, but it'll hold up for a little while, I'm sure. Now let's talk about this knife. This is a knife that I have not owned before. It is one I was interested in, and I do think is a fairly nice knife. This is the CRKT Squid. And I got to be honest, in my hand, I actually find this really pretty comfortable even in my hand. And obviously I can get 3 fingers on it, but just the ergonomics of this knife really do seem to be pretty nice. It is a steel frame and a frame lock there. You can see see if we can get it does kind of come in as far as probably to like a 60% lockup, which I don't love. But we're not talking about a high-end knife. So it definitely locks up a little later than I would like. But as far as once it does lock up, it is really pretty sturdy in there. And the nice thing is the way they have this cut out here is it's fairly easy to manipulate. My son doesn't seem to have a whole lot of problems as far as closing. And that's always one of the things that I think where the most injuries are going to happen, especially with the young kid, is on closing a knife. I think this works well for him. Thumb studs, it is pretty smooth as far as that goes. Centering is really, this is impressive, guys. Centering used to be an issue for a lot of knives. but this is right there, dead middle center. It is a deep carry clip. It is only right-handed though. You can't switch that over. It does have a small little lanyard hole here, which I don't know that we'll use that, but you know, if you want to add a lanyard, you could actually add one and kind of make it that full grip if that's what you're looking for. The steel on this is 8CR13 MOV, which to me is kind of that's the bottom of the line that I'm going to use in my knives. There are worse steels. I think 8CR13 is 8CR13 MOV is a decent steel. You know, it's obviously a budget steel, no doubt about that. But you know, it's easy to sharpen. It holds an edge okay. Certainly not as well as some of the more expensive knives. And this for a budget knife, that's the lowest grade steel I want to go with. Alrighty, and so out of all the things that we picked up, what do you think is your favorite thing? You know, you pick. Tell them what your favorite thing is. Let everybody else know.
Probably this knife right here.
That's your favorite thing?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And out of all the stuff that you have, what's the thing you're like, you know what, in the future I'd probably like to improve this?
The flashlight.
The flashlight? Okay. All right.
It's small and it suits me, but like it will eventually die and you'll eventually need a new one.
Yeah, you think maybe this one isn't like the highest quality? Because it's about the same size as most of my flashlights, so I like the size of it. But
yeah,
you'd
it's
like
a really nice size.
Do you want one that's a little bigger though, you think, or just one that's a little higher quality?
A little higher quality.
All right. All right, well, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and check out some more videos that we have coming up in the future.